doing good, and these are still healthy, and I'm going to leave them yet. I'm not going to dig them up yet. Dill is just going wild. That's another potato plant out of place. And beans are starting to take over this trellis that we built. On the one side, I still don't have any beans, but it's looking good. The comfrey is fighting for space with the borage. Maybe I did plant these two a little too close together. They're both pretty aggressive plants. And more beans there, and those ones are starting to flower. Radishes have gone to seed, and I've decided to leave them to do that. My carrots seem to be doing good. I don't want to pull one up yet. More of this Swiss chard. Could probably pick a little bit more, but I'll leave it today. Beans are just growing like crazy. Looks like the lemongrass is doing good. I can pick another flush of spinach today, which I will be doing. My rosemary seems to have taken hold and is doing quite well. Oh, chamomile. Looks like I can get a second flush of flowers from my chamomile. And what else? Lavender is doing good. Sage is doing awesome. Lavender, and I said this is just a nursery for the lavender right now. I'm just trying to get them to grow to an appropriate size, and then I'll be moving them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lavender plants, and I will be rearranging them at some point in the future. My Italian oregano is growing awesome, awesome, awesome. Basil's doing great. Now normally I pick out all the seed heads, and I may do that again, at least for a while. Don't let them go to seed initially, and they'll just keep growing taller and taller. So we'll let them go to seed later. And my parsley, I do have weeds in the parsley, but parsley is doing really good. Tomatoes, plum tomatoes are starting to come along. I did plant these later, and I did trim all the lower branches, and they're starting to put out fruit. And I have quite a number of peppers, shepherd peppers already. There's one on that plant, 2 on this plant, 1 there, and actually another small one growing. Another small one, 2 small ones on this plant. Oh, and a whole bunch of little ones. Let's see the other plants, how they're doing. Got 2 more peppers there. Another pepper there. Oh, another great big one over there. And continue along. Yes, another one here. Peppers are doing good this year as well as my cucumbers. And I'm doing a second flush of picking. It's not so great that I can do multiple jars at once, but I can at least do 1 jar at a time. And I have found a few already. Like, let's just keep digging and see what we can find. And sometimes they just hide on you, and then all of a sudden you see it. Oh, there is one. Okay, that one's a bit small, but still worthwhile to pickle. And as I said, with all these flowers, we're going to have a big growth of... Oh, there's one on that side. Right there. certainly should be able to find enough pickles today to do another jar. And that's what I'll keep doing, one jar at a time, until I get quantities where I can do more than one at a time. Okay. Too little. Whole bunch of small ones, which give it 2 days and they'll be huge. And we definitely want to pick them before they're too large. Okay, is that enough? Not quite. I don't think that's enough for anything but a pint-sized jar. So I'm sure if I keep looking, I will find more. Okay, I'm going to wash off these rutabaga and pack up everything and off for the day. Still too early to pull up my potatoes, but they're looking good. Today's garden harvest consists of a whole bag of spinach, and that's got to be the 6th cutting from that little plot. And I'll just continue to cut it until it stops producing, but it looks good so far. 2 small rutabaga, enough cucumbers to make another jar of pickles, another quart, and some chamomile flowers, which I am drying to make tea. This would be the 2nd time I've harvested the chamomile, so it's doing very well too, especially for a first time seeding this year. So that's it for now. Okay, so I've put up today's harvest. I've got a packet of spinach, and actually I've split it into 2 because there was enough spinach there for 2 meals for the 2 of us. Another jar of pickles, and 2 packages of rutabaga. And what I do is I blanch both the rutabaga and the spinach and then freeze it. So that's today's harvest processed. As well as that, my chamomile has been trimmed to the flowers, and I've just put it on a paper towel and on my dehydrating tray. I do not intend to dehydrate this. I'm just going to let it air dry naturally, but this is the method that I've chosen to do that. Rather than hang them and cut them later, I'm just going to let them dry naturally on this tray. So that's today's harvest total. And I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot more.